Ash Mufareh did a webinar yesterday, and in the early days when I would watch Ash's videos, always came away amazed at what he was doing, understood what he was doing, and I said, man, this is just absolutely awesome. I'm glad I'm at where I'm at. As ONPASSIVE progresses and Ash is doing videos today, I can't say that anymore because it takes me about 12 hours to really have what he said register in my mind. And as I understand what Ash is saying, it's 100 times better than what I thought it was going to be. And today I want to go over a couple of things that Ash hit on, and it truly is going to show you why you're in a great place today, and why you're absolutely going to see more success in your life than I believe you've ever seen before. And what I'd like to do, number one, start with a little house cleaning. The coronavirus is on everybody's mind. Everybody's wondering what's happening with the office in Bangalore where all the techies are and where they do all the work. Ash and his team were so far ahead of the game. They kind of saw this coming. And they literally have given themselves a way to work from home while India is in shutdown. So ONPASSIVE is moving forward very, very quickly, even though it's not as quick as it would have been at the office. But guys, you don't have to worry about it. ONPASSIVE, his team in Bangalore, they are making strides in ONPASSIVE. And of course, as I get into the next topic, which will be tools, you're going to understand what they're doing and the significance of what they're doing, and you're really going to be able to put it in the context of what you have in hand. It's really, really huge, guys. So let me run over to this chart over here, and I want to talk about the products very, very quickly. And I want to make a comparison. I'm going to talk about the ONPASSIVE webinars, which is right up here. And I really want to put it into context of something that's already been developed, produced, and in the market. And Ash talked about this. If we talk about Skype, and Skype is about a $1.5 billion company. And as we look at Skype, Skype took 4 years to develop that tool, that webinar service, the Skype service that we've probably all seen. And in 4 years, they took it to market, and then in a very, very short period of time, they took it from a standstill to a $1.5 billion company. Today, they have over 2,000 people employed in Skype around the world to run Skype. And Skype is a really, really elementary kind of a webinar service or a conference service. I use it with Marty and Dan. I don't take it much past that because if you get more than 1 or 2 people on Skype, it starts to break up. It just doesn't work as well. And Ash compared what Skype is compared to what the ONPASSIVE webinar is today. As we look at the ONPASSIVE webinar and the way it's been developed, ONPASSIVE, Ash's team has been able to develop this webinar product in about 4 months. And it is far superior than any other webinar service online, whether it's Skype, whether it's Zoom, whatever program, whatever site you want to bring on that's a webinar site. The ONPASSIVE webinar site absolutely far superior. And then they've been able to do it in about 4 months. Now the webinar service, Ash told us that they've got about 2 weeks and it will be complete. And this is a platform. It won't just be the webinar that you can do. There'll be a couple other things in there. What he showed us was absolutely awesome. And when you look at it and you understand that Skype went from ground zero to a $1.5 billion company in a very short period of time, and then you just look at this one product that ONPASSIVE has. And if you're looking at this whole chart, guys, these are all the things that ONPASSIVE is going to have. I'm just talking about this one little thing here. This will make ONPASSIVE a unicorn company, a billion-dollar company. And when you look at just this one product and what it's going to do for the Go founders that are in ONPASSIVE today, and you put it in the context of the overall ONPASSIVE platform, guys, you ain't seen nothing yet. And as we launch to the world and we just look at the webinar service, that will take us to a unicorn company, a billion-dollar company, in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's minds too. So just looking at what Skype did, you compare it to what ONPASSIVE is doing, a far superior product that's going to be coming out, and people are going to absolutely love it. And again, as our customers come in and use our products, the cost of the products over time are going to go down. They're not going to have to pay as much monthly because of the way ONPASSIVE is structured. And then over time, the cost of that product will be zero. And I have people asking me, well, how are customers going to know what to do to make that scenario happen? And it's really, really simple, guys. We're going to tell them what to do. They are going to be a customer. They won't know that their title has changed to an independent reseller of the IT products. They are customers. If they click a button, boom, the cost of the product starts to go down, and over time they won't have to pay anything. We're going to tell them how to get that done. Now, you add the superiority of the product, you add that the price will go down. There's one other thing that's really, really cool that Ash shared with us. And when you get this into your mind, in my little pea mind, it has a little, I have to think about it a little bit. But when you get this into your mind, you'll understand how big this one platform, the ONPASSIVE Webinar platform, is going to be. If you've got the webinar platform and you're setting up a webinar, let's say for 1,000 people, and maybe these people are employees, maybe whoever they are, colleagues, whatever it is. And as you set the webinar up, these people are going to have to come in and they're going to have to sign in. So they're going to have to put an email address in there and a password to get into the webinar. And people will do that. I do that with webinars today. I mean, it's just the way it works. So people will come in, they'll put in their best email, they'll put in a password, they'll go to the webinar and they'll listen to it. Here's how genius ONPASSIVE is. And this is absolutely huge. And this is just the one platform. They've done this with every other platform too. It's really, really cool stuff. As these people register and come into the webinar, they'll get an email. And it will tell them, you have just received this webinar service. They just did a webinar. They're going to love the way it works, the way it runs. And they're going to go, well, maybe I'd like to do that. Well, what Ash and his team has done, they're going to send them a 7-day free trial to use the webinar platform. Now think about that a little bit. You've got a company out there that did a webinar to 1,000 people, and now they can use that webinar service with their inner circle to do webinars and communicate. They're going to use the free service. They're absolutely going to love it. And perhaps if everything was 100% perfect, 10,000 or 1,000 people would come in and join under you, and you get paid for them. This is what makes ONPASSIVE revolutionary. This whole scenario with one platform, the ONPASSIVE Webinar platform. This platform is massive in ONPASSIVE, but it's not even close to being the biggest platform in ONPASSIVE. In other words, the other tools that people are going to be able to use in ONPASSIVE. And they use this ingenuity that they have with every tool that we have to bring people in to test the tools. And believe me, as people come in and test these tools, they are going to love them. So that was, when I heard that, a light went on in my mind. I just had to think about it for a little while. This is so huge. You guys are going to absolutely love it. And again, ONPASSIVE, if you're not a marketer, ONPASSIVE will drive traffic for you, not only for the independent resale of the IT product, but for customers. And there will be that one customer that comes in, does webinars of 100, 200, 300, 1,000 people in your team. And these people are going to be getting a free 7-day trial with the ONPASSIVE Webinar service. Again, it's going to happen with all the other products too. And those 1,000 people, a portion of those are going to come in, become customers, and use the product for all the reasons that I've just stated on your team. So you don't have to be a marketer for this scenario to work for you, because ONPASSIVE is going to drive traffic for you. If you're a marketer and you don't see the magnitude of what I've just said, you need to look at it again, because this will change your life in ways you never even thought possible. I mean, what ONPASSIVE had done, it's really, really cool. So that's one product, guys, that Ash talked about. And like I said, the products of ONPASSIVE, this is one platform, the webinar platform that ONPASSIVE will have. It's huge. It will make ONPASSIVE a unicorn company. This is not the biggest platform in ONPASSIVE. Guys, it gets so much better than this, and I don't know how it could get better than this. I mean, it's just huge, but it does. It gets better than this. So the tool side of ONPASSIVE, once you wrap your mind around it, man, it is absolutely unbelievably huge. The next thing I want to talk about is the Go Founder position. If you are a Go Founder today, you have come in, you have paid the $97. What I'm about to say does not affect you. You're in great shape. If you've gone in and signed the NDA, you're going to participate in the next marketing campaign, you're fine. You don't even have to worry about what I'm about to say. But if you are a pending founder of ONPASSIVE, this is a really, really big deal, guys and gals. If you are a pending founder of ONPASSIVE, Ash shared a couple of things with us that's really, really pertinent with you today. If you're a pending founder, you have until April 15th to come in. In other words, you've come in, you've registered, but you haven't paid the $97. So you're a pending founder. You have until April 15th to pay the $97 to become a founding member on ONPASSIVE and keep your position. As most of you know, when you came in and you registered but didn't pay the $97, they put you in as a pending founder, and you have a time stamp on the time that you signed up. And if you pay the $97 before April 15th, that time stamp will still be valid. In other words, your position will be when that time stamp is. Sorry, guys. Whether it's in April or May or June, if you signed up in April of 2019, that's when the time stamp is, and so on and so forth, all the way to the present time. If you do not pay the $97 by April 15th, all of that goes away. Your time stamp will disappear, and if you come in as a founding member and pay the $97, your time stamp will be that day that you came in and paid. This is a really, really big deal for our pending founders in ONPASSIVE. If you've got a timestamp, say in August of last year, you've got to remember that probably 50,000 people have come into ONPASSIVE and paid. And if you can get a spot in that timestamp, you're ahead of 50,000 people. That's in the overall ONPASSIVE. If you look at Marty's, Dan, and my team, it's a really, really big deal. If you have a timestamp of 2019, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, even March of this month, and you don't take advantage of that timestamp to lock your position in on our team and in ONPASSIVE, believe me, in a couple of months, you're going to come back. You're going to see what's happened in ONPASSIVE, and you're going to look at your timestamp and the position that you could be in, and you're just going to be kicking yourself in the can. Believe me, guys. If you're early 2019, even to as much as a month ago, and you haven't paid the $97, you really want to consider that very, very strongly. I'm going to give you another reason why here in just a sec. As Ash talked about the April 15th, that's the deadline. If you don't pay the $97, you will lose that pending position. As he talked about April 15th, yeah, after April 15th, you can come in and still become a founding member. You will have just lost your timestamp of a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months ago. And obviously, you miss any of those people that would have fallen underneath you. But after the 15th of April, yes, you can still sign up as a founding member, but I'm not sure what day it will be. The cost of the founding position, it's going up, guys. It's not going to be $97 anymore. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. Ash did not share that with us. but it's going up. And if you decide that, yeah, I want to come in and become a founding member after April 15th, you're going to be paying the new fee shortly after April the 15th. So, yeah, the GoFounder position will still be available. You'll be able to come in, become a GoFounder, but you will have lost that pending position, that timestamp that you had that puts you in the matrix 3, 4, 5 months ago, and the number of people that would have signed up under you as ONPASSIVE launches to the world. I hope that makes sense, guys. Pending founder, very, very important that you understand that position, that timestamp that you have, will end April 15th, and then after April 15th, the cost of the founding position will go up. So the last thing I want to talk about is the launch. And we still have people coming in and asking us, when is ONPASSIVE going to launch? And I really want you to get that out of your mind. If you look at what ONPASSIVE is doing, if you just look at the webinar platform that they're developing, and again, that's got about 2 weeks and it'll be complete. And then you look at all the other tools that ONPASSIVE is coming out with, and they've done this with every tool that's in here. That's why ONPASSIVE, all their tools will be superior. The ONPASSIVE launch has already started. It just hasn't launched to the world yet. And all these things have to line up. And all of them have to be interconnected. And all of them have to be in the membership levels. There is so much work here. And then you throw in the coronavirus. There has been some delay. Not as much as there could have been because of the way Ash and his team handled it. They did a great job. But as you look at ONPASSIVE, it has launched, and all of these things have to take place. So stop asking if it is launching. It is already launching. When it launches to the world, and Ash told us this yesterday, when he knows it's going to launch within 20 or 30 days, he is going to come on, he's going to tell us, we are now in the process of launching to the world. But between now and then, just do the things you can do in ONPASSIVE. Share ONPASSIVE. Share it with your friends, your family, with your coworkers. If you can go in and do some things on the ONPASSIVE blog, if you can do some things on some of the videos they've done, just make comments. All these things help to increase the visibility of ONPASSIVE. So stop worrying about when ONPASSIVE launches. They are in the launch right now. What they are doing is so awesome. And what it's going to do for your life, for your bottom line, for your lifestyle, for your family. Believe me, 2020 is going to be an absolute awesome year that I believe none of you will forget. Marty and I and Dan, we talk about this every single day. And after the video that Ash did yesterday, I mean, we were just bouncing off the walls with some of the things they said. Now, some of the things were proprietary. I couldn't share them with you. It's better. But we were bouncing off the walls because of some of the things Ash told us. And believe me, yesterday, Ash was pumped up. He's so excited about what's happening. And even though he can't give us an exact launch to date yet, we are getting closer and closer day by day, week by week. And as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, believe me, there's not going to be a single soul in ONPASSIVE, especially the founding members, that aren't so grateful that they came into ONPASSIVE, and the past month or 2 or 3 that they had to wait for ONPASSIVE, it is just going to dissipate. It's not even going to be a thought in your mind because of what ONPASSIVE has done, because of what they're doing, and because of what it's going to do for you. So that's it for today, guys. Ash did a great job on the webinar. Some of the stuff I couldn't share with you, I will in the weeks to come. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I always recommend you do that because we will have more updates as the days and weeks go by. And I don't think you want to miss the updates that Ash is giving us right now, because I think about six months ago and today, I mean, he's opening up the door for us, and it's really, really exciting. So that's it for today, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll absolutely see you on the inside.